Welcome back to Multi Recaps. Today we are diving into a movie named Sinister Seduction. Sharon's husband Mark has been killed while he was wandering at night. She keeps search for the culprits. Meanwhile, her son Anthony makes a new friend in school, Dylan. Dylan helps Anthony in many things like football and getting a date with the girl of his dreams, Megan. The date night, they borrow Dylan's car and Dylan stays alone with Sharon. At one point he hears her taking a shower. He then shows up to her. She's shocked, but he enters the shower with her. After the date, Anthony and Megan come back home. He goes inside to get Dylan. He calls his mom, but Dylan appears. Anthony is very happy and tells him Megan kissed him. Sharon is hearing him and also happy for him, but at the same time ashamed. Later, that night, Dylan gets back home. He looks at their guardian drunk and sleeping. He goes to his computer, and here we realize he was the one who had been sending threats to Sharon for now weeks. The following day, Sharon wakes up in a weird mood. She goes to the kitchen and here Anthony joins her. He wonders where is Dylan, but realizes he is outside. He is talking to Detective Barnes, who is investigating Mark's death. He gives a look to Sharon and leaves. Later, Barnes tells Sharon how great Dylan seems to be, but she don't care. Barnes feels something is off. Then she tells she wants to catch the murderer as soon as possible. She worries for her and her son. In the school, Brent the bully comes to Megan and makes fun for her dating Anthony, but also adds something is wrong about Dylan. Meanwhile, Sharon arrived to show a house to a couple because she is a real estate agent, but the potential buyers the threats left at their door this morning. In these threats, it reveals that Sharon had an affair. While Mark was still alive and they are repulsed, they leave. Meanwhile, in the school, Brent calls Dylan by the name Theodore. Dylan is shocked and Brent screams to stay away from this school, as he knows information on him. Katie, Sharon's assistant, tells her she should share these threats with Barnes. At the football practice, Dylan arrived very serious. He tells Anthony he needs a favor. He wants him to lie for him. Sometime later on the field, Dylan shows up and punched Brent in front of everyone. The coach then realizes there is blood on Dylan's arm and tells him Brent cut it. Sharon on her side gets a call from the school. In no time she goes there and finds Dylan and Anthony at the coach's office with Detective Barnes. Dylan is telling the fake story of Brent Cunningham and adds he has been threatening Anthony with that knife the whole year. Anthony lies and confirms that Dylan's statement. After this, Barnes tells them that Brent has been immediately kicked out of the school. Then the mother and son arrive home, and Dylan is mad. He even accuses her to not be upset that Mark is dead. She is shocked to hear that he screams on her that she never wanted him to be like his father. He also reveals that he knows about her affair back in the days. Mark told him the truth, believing his son can handle the truth. Now the kid is destroyed from the inside and goes to lock himself in his room. Meanwhile, Dylan texts Sharon saying he would love to tour the house she is selling. She meets him there that same evening. As soon as he sees her, Dylan kisses her. She seems to enjoy it. While their kiss, someone drives by and takes a video of them in the act. Then they go inside of the house and make love. Following day, Anthony wakes up and realizes his mom is not in the house. He finds it weird and goes to school. Meanwhile, Sharon wakes up in that house with Dylan next to her. Someone rings the doorbell and she tells him to hurry up because this house is for sale. Sharon hurries to open the door and it's Katie, who also wonders what is she doing here. In school, Megan catches up to Anthony and wants to show him something. Then she shows the kissing video of Sharon and Dylan. The poor kid is traumatized. Megan then reveals that she got Dylan's file from her mom being a principal. Also, she reveals he lied about everything. He is not even a teen. He is 21 years old. Anthony asks her how she got this video. She replied she was asked by Dylan to meet there when she bumped into this situation. Anthony, furious, storms out. Meanwhile, Barnes is questioning Brent. He found out that actually Dylan cut himself and pretended Brent did it. He wonders why at school. Dylan meets Megan outside and takes her phone for the video. He sends it to himself. Back in the house on sale, Sharon realizes the kissing video of her and Dylan has been put on their social media page. At this time Barnes arrives and is disappointed she slept with Dylan. Later that day Megan texts Anthony that she wants to meet him. He agrees and goes out. Seconds later Sharon come home. Anthony bikes to the location given by Megan. He knocks and Dylan appears behind him with a tissue over his nose to make him unconscious. On the other hand, Sharon receives a text pretending to be Megan saying Anthony is staying night here. Landon then emails her to meet. She immediately calls Barnes to join her there. She arrives at the house which she is selling. Once she gets in, finds a video playing on a screen. It's a video of Landon and his son. After this Dylan appears, he takes his knife out. Then Sharon realizes it's the knife he used to kill Mark. Dylan adds it's his dad's knife. Sharon asks him why not just kill her. He tells her he doesn't want to kill her, he wants her herself. She calls him crazy, but Dylan adds that if she didn't have an affair with Landon, his dad, he wouldn't have killed Mark and she would be alone now with Anthony. He adds that her career is ruined after the viral kissing video of them. Then he pushes her, saying her son will never speak to her ever again. At this moment Sharon understands he has Anthony. Dylan admits to it and tells Sharon that it feels herself. He will let her son go home tonight. He puts his knife in her hands, but she uses it to stab his knee. Then she runs away and bumps into Barnes. She tells him Dylan is the one who killed Mark. Barnes hurries to that room, but he isn't there anymore. Now with Barnes' help they look up Dylan's true address. Meanwhile Anthony is waking up. He hears Megan, so he realizes they are both tied up in the woods. He apologizes to Megan to have her involved into all of this. Now Megan wants to find a way to get out of here. Anthony looks closely around him and knows exactly where they are. Actually, this is where Mark has been killed. Barnes and Sharon then arrive to the house. Sharon notices Anthony's bike. She hurries and breaks the door. They find Dylan's legal guardian sleeping and drunk. Both try to figure out where could he have taken Anthony. On the other hand, Anthony is trying to get out of the ropes. Then Sharon and Barnes arrive to the location. Barnes takes a breath of his inhaler. Sharon runs to the woods herself, and Dylan comes behind Barnes, stabbing him. After this, Dylan runs towards Sharon. He catches up to her and points the gun which he got from Barnes. Anthony then jumps out of nowhere to protect his mother. Dylan doesn't want to hurt Anthony, but he ends up shooting, and Megan comes behind him with a rope, making his shots miss. He pushes her down and Anthony jumps on him as well as Sharon. She grabs his gun, but Anthony begs her not to shoot. Then they all leave. Days later we are shown Sharon with the house finally sold. She tells Katie that she is retiring from real estate. Then she goes to visit Barnes, who is on crutches. She tells him sorry for never giving him a chance, as it's obvious he likes her. Then he asks for a chance now. Little later Anthony comes back home, and Sharon is happy for her son, who had a great day in the school. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.